guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Zeita with Second Gauge Restoration. We are located in Cleveland, Ohio. So today what we're going to be talking about is this piece. This is a piece that I had a while ago, and it was really like one of my first pieces that I ever did. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to revamp. I'm going to tell you the history of this piece. And yeah, I'm just gonna redo her. She needs to be updated, and I'm gonna walk you through some of the things that I do differently since starting, because this is one of my beginner pieces. So if you're interested in watching, hit that button and subscribe and press notification so you know when I post videos. And yeah, stay tuned. So today is about when you know better, you do better. So this is one of my projects that I did at the very beginning of my journey when I started furniture painting. So right now I can see so many, I'm showing you some of the mistakes that I made. I can see so many mistakes that I've made and the process that I was doing at the time, you know, as I was learning. You see all the gold all up on the top, and you know, it wasn't sanded down or anything like that. So, like I said, this is at the beginning of my journey, you know. So right now, when I look at this piece, I can see so many things that I do differently now. The way how I have changed so many of my processes and techniques. You know, she's going to be elegant. I'm going to do her the proper way, you know, using all of the new tools and resources and techniques that I've learned, the proper stuff to do, proper steps to take. So that's what we're going today, and so stay tuned. So one of the first steps is always starting with a clean piece. So I'm using some Amy Howard at Home clean slate to wipe down my piece and make sure that this piece of furniture is clean and ready to receive paint. So that is a very important step. Gets rid of all of the other waxes and everything that's on the piece. The second step is taping off the furniture. A lot of people miss this step or don't do this step, but it makes your piece so much cleaner when you can turn your piece over to take it to the person's home, and underneath the piece is nice, clean, and doesn't have paint splashed all over it. It is a big deal, so don't skip this step. So this is a couple of areas that I didn't do when I first did this project. I don't believe I was turning my furniture upside down to paint. I think I was just leaving it the right side up, and I didn't turn it upside down to paint. So of course, when you do that, you miss a lot of areas. Second thing with this project, this step table was a bleeder. It's cherry, and it bled a lot. At the time, I used Boss. I used 2 coats of Boss, and so I'm using a primer on this part under here that was raw, and it is also turning. You can see that it is turning like a yellow dirty kind of color, and so I'm going to use 2 coats of primer on here. That's the first coat on that one. This one over here is 2 coats of the primer, and I believe I'm going to let it dry, and I'm going to do another coat. But I'm also going to be filling in these little areas like here, just to make sure that it doesn't get any it doesn't bleed through, you know, because like I said, I don't think I was turning my furniture completely upside down when I was doing this. So these areas have the potential they could bleed because maybe I didn't prime them well. So here I have already put down all of my primer, and I'm going in with my paint. I enjoy using a roller, so that's what I'm using. I'm using a roller and a small artist brush to cut in. So I load up my artist brush, I offload so it won't be drips, and I fan it in, and then I take my roller and roll out any of the brush strokes from the paintbrush. So now I'm just blending out what I've all of the brush strokes that I made with the paintbrush, with the artist brush. I offload the roller. These things keep you from having lots of drips on your piece. So these are the steps that I take to prevent drips on your piece. So I cut in with the artist brush, and then I load up my roller, I offload, and then I roll my piece. You don't want to put a lot of pressure because, like I said, you're trying to get a nice smooth finish. These steps help you get that smooth finish and don't have a lot of puddling of paint, especially if you're painting upside down. So I'm fanning in, I'm cutting in again, and I am just basically blending that out so it's a nice smooth finish. Okay, so here I am just I found some metallic paint, and I am just freshening up the hardware on the feet of the on the legs of the table. So I just found a little paint to freshen it up, and I also removed removed the tape and did a little gold leaf at the bottom when I had finished painting everything. Just a simple step just to make it look a little fresher. Now I'm going in with the Vintage Wood Cerusing Wax. All of these products are listed below. So there's a direct link for all of these products below. So you could just hit it, and then you can find out all the details of all of the products that I'm using. So I'm using Cerusing Wax. I'm doing the same thing. I load the brush up, then I offload the brush, and I'm doing a crosshatch kind of motion, trying to make sure that I have covered all the areas on the piece. I want to do this for protection, so I'm making sure I cover all of the areas, and then I'm just going to smooth it out a little bit. I am not going back in with a clean brush and removing any of the wax. I do want the wax to protect the piece. So again, I am loading my brush up with the wax, offloading on a piece of cardboard, doing a cross hatch. And you don't have to do cross hatch, you could just do smooth, you know, just straight across. And I am just blending it, putting it on, and then I am just kind of smoothing it out just to make sure it's smooth. And then what you do with this is then you let it dry. So I let mine dry overnight before I went back to start buffing. Sorry, not blending, buffing. So here I'm just showing you this bottom square has not been buffed. In this top one, I'm just buffing, and it brings out a little of, it brings out shine in from the wax. So you do a hit drag kind of motion, sort of like you do when you're buffing shoes. You do a hit drag motion, and that's how you create the shine. Okay guys, so that's it. So I just added the hardware and staged it, and we're just taking a few pictures. So this is the finishing product. Thank you guys for joining me. Subscribe and press the notification button.